All right, so something people are often asking about is how do I get rid of aphids and how do they get into the tree? Aphids can fly, so you will get some aphids in trees, but when you have a tree that's just exuding, like it seems like droplets of sap, but it's actually honeydew from the aphid's abdomen, this is the reason why rancher ants. So you can see this ant right here is making his way along this power line that holds the tea lights that connects to the house on the back porch. So it's actually traveling from the house back and forth, and then the same line goes over to another post, and that's where the majority of the ants were. And then from this point they work their way up and down the tree, and I just saw one carrying an aphid. So what happens is the aphids are a food source for them. They ranch them, basically. That's why we nicknamed these ants the rancher ants. And they're kind of indistinguishable between them and your average moisture ant that you find in your house. And they might be one and the same, just, you know, specializing in two different ways of getting food. But what you'll see is they are moving back and forth, bringing aphids into the tree. Whenever they find them on other pieces of shrubs or in the tree itself, the aphids are soft-bodied insects, and they can't travel very far by themselves in their nymph stage. So the ants will actually pick them up and move them from branch to branch to find the most viable leaves for them to suck and kill. And at the same time, they'll be harvesting the food source that the aphids provide for the ants for that transportation. So the ants are like little taxis. So one way that you can help is don't have anything connected to your house that's connected to a tree, because that's going to cause a problem for ants in general. You don't want anything touching your house. Up here they have some branches touching the house. That's another thing you don't want if you're having issues with ants. But when it comes to treating these aphids, the first thing you want to do early in the spring is treat the ants. So there's a lot of natural ways to go about it, and those are the ones I suggest. But I wanted to bring this up because a lot of people are micro-injecting their trees with insecticide, and I'm hoping that more people will think critically about how many other insect species they're killing when they micro-inject trees, especially bees. A lot of people overlook the fact that each one of these trees is producing a flower, and every year at different times of the year they each have a flower. Many bees and bumblebees, all different kinds, or thousands of different kinds of bees, not just honeybees, that are utilizing this as a resource for themselves, and we're basically giving them a death sentence. These new micro-injections, the systemic poisons, are so poisonous they can last for years. So I hope people will take some time to think about other ways to treat it. Taro style ant baits with let's see, what do those ones use? Sodium tetraborate. If you can make it at home, make it really simply. And there's a few other ones that are really effective that aren't going to last long term, and they aren't going to kill other insect species. Those are the ones I suggest. But if you're having a trouble with aphids, treat the ants, and that will get rid of most of your problem. And if you start early enough in the spring, it may eliminate your problem altogether without having to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for microinjections. So check it out.